is Sasha and welcome to my channel. Today we'll discuss a new character trope called Mary Sue. And why do we really need to discuss it? Well, the main thing is that basically every time you create a story, you kind of subconsciously want to add yourself in it. Because if you create a new magical world, it's so hard to not to put yourself in this world, because why not? You created it, you're owner of this world. And if you write about something that you personally relieved, it's impossible not to add yourself, because you know how you will behave in this situation. And it leads us to lots of rocks in the bottom. And these rocks on the bottom are called Mary Sue. How to avoid your character being Mary Sue? Let's discuss it. So, let's begin with terms. Who is Mary Sue? Mary Sue is the archetype of character, and this archetype basically shows us the most perfect, beautiful, in all the ways character. He's the luckiest, he's the smartest, and all the possible things that you want for yourself are connected with this character. Mostly we can see this character when we talk about some kind of fanfictions, because if you see someone writing a fanfiction with your name, that's her, Mary Sue, most of the times. Because you can't add personality here. You can't add personality, but you can add opportunity to talk with all the main male interests or female interests, and opportunity to make this character the most, not like other girls, but still like other girls, because she wants love. And that's basically it. How did this term appear? Well, there was a story about Mary Sue, Lieutenant, from Star Trek. This story was basically written specifically to make fun of all the female interests, main heroines that are not canonical, and were added to the story of fan fiction in order to show author. And this character was basically such a satire on all these female characters in this type of stories. Originally, these characters were female, older years of being teenager, and had romantic relationships with main interests. If we discuss it more detailed, we can say that even before it was only about female characters, these days it's also about male characters. Because, world changed a little, and we realize that men can also make mistakes creating their own characters. And because of that, Mary Sue is basically any kind of character that has romantic relationships with canonical characters and also has all the perfect situations. Well, Mary Sue has his own negative connotation, because we realize that this character is too perfect to be interesting, and because of that we don't really like to look at this character, so we should learn how to avoid it. Well, if we discuss fanfiction, it's kind of obvious where you can find Mary Sue, because when you see original character, here adds a little chance that this character is Mary Sue. But if you think that you can avoid this character if you go in other place, it's wrong, because basically if you talk about some kind of Dungeons and Dragons game, Dungeon Master, person who can add himself because he needs to tell a story, basically is Mary Sue, because he is immune to all kinds of actions and knows everything about all the future events. Also, all of us know this kind of role plays where you have to write scripts and talk with other people, and in these cases if someone adds Mary Sue, it can change the whole plot. And mostly if you talk with people who are really into it, they'll avoid adding Mary Sue and will prevent you from making your character Mary Sue, and will make you to delete your posts, etc. But if you talk with people who are just going into it, they'll probably let you make this character, because all their characters are like this, and all the sections and all the events won't be that interesting. Why do you want to create a Mary Sue? Well, the reason is that basically Mary Sue symbolizes this moment when a woman goes from a child, a girl, to a woman, to a teenager. Because at this moment we have to fight this urge to create character that why do we want to create Mary Sue? Well, I'll speak about female ones because it's the original version of Mary Sue. The reason is that at this moment our teenage self wants to create women who will go with normal standards. So this woman is mostly beautiful, a little shy, a little well, she's smart, she's hardworking, but at the same time she can fight, she can do things and be strong. And this fight and be strong part is our teenage self that wants to grow, that wants to be stronger than men, but at the same time we are scared of it, and because of that we put ourselves into a situation of being shy, etc., and saved by male characters, canonical male characters. Beckon Smith said that basically Marys You is a character that was made to show us perfect version of woman or female, because this character does everything man expects from woman to do, because this character does Beckon Smith said that Marys You is a character that basically shows us perfect version of woman. This character is created to show us that woman should exist this exact way. Why? Because this character is strong, but at the same time not as strong as male characters. This character is smart, but at the same time she needs men to help her. So it's like cool girl trope that we can see in the movies when we watch some kind of Transformers. We can see this woman who can fix cars, but at the same time she's haughty, at the same time she can eat burgers, but she's super skinny, at the same time she's really strong, but not as strong as her male interest. And that's what it's about. It's basically definition of a female trying to fit in this situation of being cool girl, but it's impossible to be a cool girl in your real life. Rob Sheridan said that if you call a character Marys You, then you're a sexist, because you are avoiding and make it bad that character is strong and independent. But basically, are we really shaming that? Or we are shaming the fact that our strong and independent character is too strong and fits in with male standards too well. So maybe it's not a sexism itself, it's the consequences of sexism existence. So it leads us to creating character itself. How to avoid making your character Marys You. Basically, you need to check if your character is strong enough to win in all the battles, or this character needs someone to help her, help him, it doesn't matter. If your character is partly unicorn, princess, space shifter, also knows how to do fencing and does magic, then your character is a little too strong and you should fix it by making her maybe a fencing princess or a space shifter who does magic. And in that case your character will be more balanced and your character won't be that strong. Because if you can win in all the situations, then it's a wrong type of character development. So you should avoid your character doing everything from the first try. If your character maybe tries to do fencing for the first time and wins his master, then your character is too strong a little bit. You should kind of fix it. Because if this person does everything from the first try, then this person is basically not real. And character can't relate to him. Not character, but someone who reads your story or reviews your story. So, also, if your character needs to achieve new skill, and maybe your character is princess or prince who have never tried fencing, for example, or who have never tried magic, your character can't create a huge, enormous flower that eats people from the first try, because apparently it will be a little not balanced, because you need character development and your viewer, your reader, can't relate to him if your character does everything just like this. So, also your character should make mistakes, because if your character appears only in situations when main character needs help and does everything just to fit in the standard, never wrong, no mistakes at all, then your character is kind of not that interesting. Because apparently, if you don't make mistakes, you are not too humane to exist. And also, if you do that, and maybe you have like male or female main character, and then you try to add yourself into some kind of other character, and this character appears every time just to help main character and does everything perfect, and always does everything for character development of main character, then this character can be replaced by a chair. I mean, kind of useful, helps a lot, and helps the main character to, you know, sit and think. So maybe you just change a character into something else. Last but not least, your character should also have enemies. Not enemies that are dictated by some kind of rules that they have different sides and they have to fight these sides. But basically, they can't get well together. They can't communicate good together, because if you have good relationships with everyone, then you're not a real person. Or maybe you're trying too hard to fit in this situation and just does everything what people want you to do. Think about it in both situations. Let's sum it up a little bit. So what do we need? We need our character not to be as beautiful as we expect this character to be, or not attractive to everyone around, like, at least. The second thing is, this character shouldn't have lots of titles. It shouldn't be Princess Dragon with white blood and also with lots of nominations in both singing, writing, doing fencing and swimming. It's impossible for you as a human being and for your character as person. The next thing is relationships with character. Your character should have bad communication sometimes. I mean, it's really good when your character has lots of friends, lots of things around, but at the same time your character can't be good with all of them. You can't be good for everyone. Third thing is, you don't have to add a very traumatizing story that leads to another traumatizing story. I mean, it's fine. It's totally fine if you add traumatizing story, because it's really good. I mean, why not? But your character shouldn't be focused only on his traumatizing story. You shouldn't go to that day by day. Because we had this situation with Bloom from Wings. When Layla had a bad situation with her parents, she was still referring to her kingdom being destroyed multiple years ago. She was literally a baby. And this situation was already discussed. And if I wanted, and lots of people wanted to discuss Layla's situation, and look at this a little bit, you know, we were talking about Bloom being sad because of a situation that was multiple years ago. And it can create bad things in your story that is not really good. So fix it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was useful for you and you had lots of fun watching it, because I had lots of fun doing it for you. So see you. Bye.